there, gamers! Welcome to Pixel Quest Ultimate Game Reviews. I'm Emma Reeves, and I'm thrilled to kick off this episode titled The Witcher 3, A Tale of Destiny and Monsters. Today, we're diving into the immersive world of The Witcher 3, where destiny and monstrous creatures collide in this epic adventure. So, grab your potions and sharpen your swords, because we're about to embark on an unforgettable journey. When we last left off, Geralt had just found Ciri and could finally breathe a sigh of relief. But for our favorite Witcher, the journey is never really over. You see, Geralt isn't your typical hero. He's not seeking glory or recognition. He doesn't yearn to be the savior of the realm. In fact, he's quite the opposite. Geralt is a reluctant hero, often portrayed as a gruff and stoic figure, but underneath that tough exterior lies a man with a strong moral compass. He's driven by a sense of duty to protect those who can't protect themselves, not because he wants to, but because he feels it's the right thing to do. And that's what sets him apart from the typical protagonist. Despite his tough exterior, Geralt is a complex character with a heart of gold. Throughout his adventures, we see him struggle with issues of identity, morality, and even love. He's not your one-dimensional cookie-cutter hero. He's a multifaceted, deeply human character with flaws and insecurities. And let's not forget about the monsters. As a Witcher, Geralt's primary occupation is to hunt and kill these monstrous creatures that haunt the land. But as he confronts these beasts, we see that not all of them are truly evil. In fact, some are simply misunderstood, and it's this moral ambiguity that adds depth to his character and the world he inhabits. So as Geralt continues on his journey, we'll see him grapple with his own destiny, face terrifying monsters, and navigate the complexities of the world around him. And through it all, he'll remain the reluctant hero we've come to know and love. Alright, so we've already talked about the amazing narrative and the captivating characters in The Witcher 3. Now let's delve deeper into the world itself. The Witcher 3 is set in a vast open-world environment filled with wonder and danger at every turn. From the bustling cities to the eerie swamps, the game immerses you in a rich and diverse landscape that feels both alive and unpredictable. As you journey through the world of The Witcher 3, you'll encounter all sorts of terrifying creatures and daunting challenges. The game does an incredible job of creating a sense of urgency and excitement, whether you're facing off against monstrous beasts or navigating through treacherous terrain. Every corner of the world is teeming with hidden secrets, intriguing side quests, and unexpected encounters, making it nearly impossible to resist the call of adventure. What truly sets The Witcher 3 apart is its ability to seamlessly blend breathtaking visuals with a deeply immersive experience. The attention to detail is astounding, and the world feels so authentic and lived in that it's impossible not to get lost in its splendor. The diverse landscapes, from snow-covered mountains to lush woodlands, create a sense of awe and wonder that keeps you eagerly exploring every inch of this incredible world. So, whether you're admiring the picturesque sunset over the horizon or preparing for a heart-pounding battle against a fearsome foe, The Witcher 3's world is a place full of untold mysteries, formidable adversaries, and breathtaking sights that will leave you utterly spellbound. Now let's talk about the storytelling in The Witcher 3 and how it manages to captivate players from start to finish. The game is brimming with rich lore and characters that make the world feel alive and dynamic. The writing is sharp, witty, and often surprisingly emotional, drawing players into the narrative in a way that keeps them engaged throughout their entire journey. One of the standout features of The Witcher 3's storytelling is the way it embraces moral ambiguity. The choices players make have real consequences, often leading to unexpected outcomes that truly make them feel like they're shaping the world around them. This level of agency and personal investment is what sets The Witcher 3's storytelling apart from other games in the genre. And let's not forget the side quests. The game's smaller, seemingly inconsequential quests are often some of the most memorable and impactful experiences in the game. Each one tells a mini story that adds depth and complexity to the world, making it feel lived in and real. But it's not just the writing that captivates. The voice acting and motion capture performances bring the characters to life in a way that feels genuine and compelling. It's rare to find a game that so effectively combines excellent writing with top-notch performances, but The Witcher 3 manages to do just that. Overall, the storytelling in The Witcher 3 is nothing short of exceptional, weaving a tale of destiny and monsters that is as captivating as it is unforgettable. Whether you're a fan of epic fantasy or just love a good story, The Witcher 3 delivers in spades. All right, let's talk about the characters in The Witcher 3 that you won't be able to forget anytime soon. First up, we have Geralt of Rivia, our rugged and brooding protagonist. With his white hair, piercing eyes, and a tough exterior, he's the epitome of the grizzled monster hunter. Then there's Yennefer, a powerful and enigmatic sorceress who shares a complicated history with Geralt. She's not your typical damsel in distress. She's strong-willed, confident, and has a commanding presence that just demands attention. Of course, we can't forget about Ciri. She's like the daughter Geralt never had, but she's no ordinary girl. Gifted with incredible powers, she's a force to be reckoned with, and her journey is just as important as Geralt's. And let's not overlook the supporting cast. Characters like the witty bard Dandelion, the stoic but loyal Vesemir, and the morally ambiguous Triss Marigold. Each one of them brings something unique to the table, adding depth and richness to the world of The Witcher 3. These characters are so well written and developed that they feel like real people, with their own motivations, flaws, and quirks. You'll find yourself forming attachments to them, rooting for them, and maybe even shedding a tear or two when things get tough. So, if you're looking for a gaming experience that's not just about slashing monsters and completing quests, but also about forging deep connections with unforgettable characters, The Witcher 3 is just what you need. So, you're probably wondering about the nitty-gritty details of gameplay and mechanics in The Witcher 3, right? Well, let me tell you, this game doesn't disappoint in that department. First off, the combat system is top-notch. You've got your swordplay, signs, which are essentially magical powers, dodging, and parrying. It's all about timing and strategy, which keeps things interesting and challenging. But what really sets The Witcher 3 apart is its open-world exploration. The sheer size and beauty of the world are breathtaking. There's so much to discover, from hidden treasures and monster hunting contracts to dynamic events that make the world feel alive. Oh, and let's not forget about the choices and consequences. Every decision you make can have far-reaching effects on the game world. It's not just about good or bad choices. There's a whole spectrum of outcomes based on your actions. And then there's the crafting and alchemy system. You can brew potions, craft weapons and armor, and even play around with mutagens to enhance Geralt's abilities. It adds a whole new layer of depth to the gameplay. Overall, the mechanics and gameplay in The Witcher 3 are nothing short of spectacular. It's a game that truly immerses you in its world and keeps you coming back for more. So, picture this. You're knee-deep in the rich world of The Witcher 3, with monsters lurking around every corner and destiny hanging in the balance. The thrill of the hunt for these creatures is prime-time excitement. Whether you're tracking down a lumbering fiend or facing off against a cunning wraith, the adrenaline rush is off the charts. But here's the thing. It's not just about slaying monsters left and right. Every encounter is a complex puzzle that requires skill, strategy, and a bit of daring. And let's not forget the moral dilemmas. Do you spare the beast or end its existence? The choices you make have real repercussions, and that's what makes The Witcher 3 so electrifying. It's not just about the hunt for monsters, it's about navigating the tangled web of destiny, where every decision shapes the world around you. So grab your sword, ready your spells, and get ready for an adventure that will leave you breathless. All right, let's talk about the stunning landscapes in The Witcher 3. From the majestic peaks of Skellige to the dark and mysterious swamps of Valen, this game truly takes you on a visual journey like no other. The attention to detail in every corner of the world is mind-blowing. Whether you're wandering through a dense forest or standing on the edge of a cliff overlooking a vast ocean, the sense of immersion is truly unmatched. The dynamic weather and day-night cycle add an extra layer of realism, making each location even more breathtaking. The artists and developers behind The Witcher 3 have truly outdone themselves in creating a world that feels alive and full of beauty, even in the midst of its dangers. And let's not forget about the architecture and the bustling towns, each with its own unique charm and personality. Every time I play, I find myself stopping just to take in the view, and I'm sure many of you feel the same way. When it comes to The Witcher 3, we can't ignore the incredible soundtrack and sound design that really bring the game to life. The music in this game is like a character in itself, evoking the emotions and atmosphere of the world of The Witcher. From intense battle scenes to serene moments in the wilderness, the music sets the perfect tone for every moment of the game. And let's talk about the sound design. It's top-notch. The attention to detail in the sound effects makes the world feel real and immersive. Every sword swing, wolf howl, and magical spell is so well done that it's hard not to get lost in the game. This combination of fantastic music and immersive sound design really elevates the gaming experience in The Witcher 3. It's clear that a lot of thought and care went into creating the auditory aspect of the game, and it definitely paid off. When talking about the impact and legacy of The Witcher 3, it's impossible to ignore the way it raised the bar for open-world gaming. The game's immersive and intricate world, filled with morally ambiguous choices and consequences, has set a new standard for storytelling in video games. Not only that, but The Witcher 3 also redefined what players expect from side quests. These aren't just throwaway missions to earn experience points, they're fleshed-out stories with emotional weight and meaningful impact on the game world. In terms of legacy, The Witcher 3 has had a lasting impact on the gaming industry, influencing game developers to prioritize storytelling and player choice in their own projects. Its success has also shown that single-player, story-driven games still hold a significant place in the market, despite the rise of multiplayer and live service games. The Witcher 3's impact goes beyond just the gaming industry. It has also introduced a whole new audience to the world of The Witcher, leading to increased interest in the original books and the recent Netflix adaptation. Looking ahead, the legacy of The Witcher 3 continues to inspire new games and narratives, and its influence will likely be felt for years to come. Hey everyone, we've received some awesome comments and questions from our listeners about The Witcher 3. Let's dive right in. First up, we have a comment from Sarah who said, "I love the variety of monsters in The Witcher 3. It makes every encounter feel fresh and challenging. But I have to ask, which monster was the toughest for you to defeat?" Sarah, that's a great question. For me, I'd have to say the Leshen was the toughest to take down. Its ability to summon wolves and control the battlefield made for an intense fight. But that feeling of accomplishment when you finally defeat it is truly rewarding. Next, we have a question from Alex, who asked, "I'm curious about the choices in the game. Do they really have a significant impact on the story, or is it more about the journey rather than the destination?" Alex, that's a fantastic inquiry. The Witcher 3 is all about choices and their consequences. The decisions you make throughout the game can lead to different outcomes, affecting the narrative and relationships with other characters. It's not just about reaching the end, but the journey you take and the impact of your choices along the way. And lastly, we have a comment from Mark, who shared, "The storyline in The Witcher 3 is so engaging, and the side quests feel just as important as the main plot. Which side quest stood out to you the most?" Mark, I totally agree with you. The side quests in The Witcher 3 are incredibly well crafted and immersive. One that really stood out to me was the Bloody Baron questline. It delved into complex characters and emotional dilemmas, adding depth to the overall story. Thanks to everyone for sending in your comments and questions. Keep them coming, and we'll feature more in future episodes. All right, back to delving deeper into the world of The Witcher 3. Well, folks, that about wraps it up for our deep dive into The Witcher 3, a tale of destiny and monsters. We hope you've enjoyed this journey through the game's rich lore, breathtaking landscapes, and memorable characters. As we close out this episode, we just can't help but marvel at the sheer depth and beauty of the game. From its exhilarating combat to its emotional storytelling, The Witcher 3 truly stands as a masterpiece in the world of gaming. If there's one thing we hope you take away from this episode, it's that The Witcher 3 is a game that will stay with you long after the credits roll. So whether you're a seasoned Witcher veteran or just starting your first playthrough, grab your silver sword and dive back into the world of Geralt of Rivia. There's always more to explore. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, the path is yours to tread. Until next time, happy hunting and farewell.